KTW.
Salute, my first blog, back to hit you with another video. Just doing a little homework earlier and I came across an article. Mr. Eddie Hearns decided he would spout out a few names, possible opponents for, Canelo Alvarez, trying to plan a big fight for Cinco de Mayo. He rolled off about 5 names. A few of them we know, 1 or 2 don't seem to be real big contenders for that bout. I'm gonna drop them on you right now. First of all, we know who one of them is. It's Gennady Golovkin, Triple G. Then we got Joe Saunders, who did not look very good in his last bout. Then we got Dimitri Bivol coming off a loss, talking about he'll step up and meet him at 168 if all possible. Not really interested in that one. And then we got the 2 champs that's getting ready to defend their belts right at the beginning of the year. I think February and maybe March for the 2 fighters, Mr. Andrade and Mr. Callum Smith. Mr. Smith, between the 2, I would say has the least dangerous opponent based on his record, seeing that he's been stopped before. Mr. Ryder, he talking big game, really is. He hyping this fight up, but based on what I've seen from him on a few tapes, a bit slow, methodical. But the Euro cats, they not the swiftest of fighters, so I'm not going to take too much and knock him on that one too much, so to speak. But just the record and him being stopped in the past and seeing Callum is definitely looking to keep the train moving, get a big money fight. I think he's going to get rid of Mr. Ryder, and I say 6. Now let's jump on over to the Demetrius Andrade fight. He's going up against Steve Butler. This dude 28-0, 24 knockouts. Haven't seen any film on him, but that record, I'm not sure it's going to be a cakewalk for Mr. Andrade. But can he look spectacular against a guy with such a devastating record and seemingly some punching power? Now, that fight would have to, I would say I'd rather see the Callum fight first, then see how Demetrius Andrade does his thing, because this is all about marketing. This is all about promotion when these 2 dudes actually get in here and defend these belts, because it's really not about that fight. It's about the next fight, the super fight. And if these guys show up well, that fight on May 5th next year, Cinco de Mayo, it could pan out to be worth the wait. I wouldn't say it's the crossover fight that I mentioned earlier with Mr. Adesanya, but it's doable. Good luck to the gentlemen in their title defenses. As far as the other 3 cats, I can't say what's on the horizon for them, but I don't see either 3 of those guys getting in there with Canelo and it being a money fight. At least Mr. Andrade's being undefeated, being somewhat steady as far as workload, and Callum Smith just the locomotive, moving forward, undefeated in his own right, keeping his name clean as far as anything shady business outside the ring. I'm not hearing anything about bad tests, anything like that from Callum Smith. So, I mean, the build-up as far as the results from these fights is what's going to put it over the top to see if the fans come to the table. But, again, everybody supports Canelo. He kind of stays in good fights. Not too many boring fights. I didn't really like the Triple G fights, because I didn't see anything spectacular from either side. But in general, Canelo is a workman-like fighter. I respect him, and I hope these fights kick off. And, man, we get to see a throwdown on May 5th. Y'all stay tuned. This Box First blog, man. We working.